This is the moment North Korean generals were reduced to tears by troops of saucy dancing girls as they performed a concert to celebrate North Korea's missile launch. New footage from the concert, which was attended by Kim Jong-un, was aired on state TV showing a rock band of women dressed as sailors playing along as various acts struck their stuff on the stage. Among them are female solo singers, hula girls and a dancing troupe, all of whom performed while a video charting the history of North Korea's nuclear program plays in the background. Footage has emerged showing the entertainment which reduced some of North Korea's military chiefs to tears as they celebrated the launch of the country's first ICBM. The video, broadcast to millions of North Koreans over their only TV channel, shows saucy North Korean women performing backed by the Moranbong Band, an all-female ensemble handpicked by Kim. The footage was aired on North Korean television on Friday morning to celebrate the launch of the country's first nuclear missile capable of ranging Alaska. The concert was attended by Kim Jong-un, who sat alongside the newly promoted engineer who helped create the missile. In total, the concert lasted for almost 2 hours, and was broadcast in full. The majority of it is made up of performances backed by the Moranbong Band, an all-female ensemble handpicked by Kim, which serves as something of the soft face of his regime. But about 2/3 of the way through, the footage cuts to a video charting the development of Kim's nuclear weapons. The film starts with the country's first medium-range ballistic missiles under Kim Jong-un's symmetrical grandfather, Kim Il-sung. It then traces their development through the reign of his father, Kim Jong-il, before arriving at the present-day North Korea's missile development program has advanced at an extremely rapid pace since Jong-un inherited control of the country 6 years ago. The acts, who took to the stage in Pyongyang earlier this week, included hula girls, solo artists, and a dancing troupe. The performance itself was attended by Kim and his most loyal subjects in the North Korean capital, but was then broadcast for the whole country to see. So far this year, his regime has carried out 10 tests, double the amount carried out in any other year to date, 8 of which have been successful. Analysis of the missiles shows the North now possesses advanced targeting technology, as well as the ability to launch from submarines. The final test of the Hwasong-14 missile is the most significant to date, as it proves the North has intercontinental ballistic missiles, more ICBMs. The newly developed missile flew to 500 kilometers into space, roughly 7 times the height of the International Space Station, on a vertical trajectory before splashing down in the Sea of Japan. If fired horizontally, as a weapon would be, the missile would be at least capable of reaching Alaska, though some analysts believe the engines could have been cut out early during the test, possibly allowing it to travel further. The Hwasong-14 is also capable of carrying nuclear warheads, though it is not clear if North Korea has yet developed devices small enough to be mounted as the acts performed. The video behind them charted the progress of the North's nuclear missile program, which culminated in the launch of Hwasong-14 this month. Dancing troops were just one of at least a dozen acts to perform at the concert celebrating North Korea's missile program. South Korea has also said the North does not possess the technology to bring the devices back down to Earth successfully and on target. The regime has made it clear for years that its ultimate goal is to develop a nuclear weapon capable of bringing destruction to America, though they insist it is only meant as a deterrent and to ensure their reign will not be toppled. President Trump has previously vowed that Kim developing such a weapon will not be allowed to happen, before sailing an armada of aircraft carriers and nuclear submarines into the region as a deterrent. Trump also leaned hard on China to tighten sanctions on Kim's regime in an attempt to convince him to give up his weapons program, but to no avail. Meanwhile, the president's advisors have repeatedly insisted that all options are on the table when it comes to North Korea, raising the prospect of war. Most analysts agree that Kim will likely develop a nuke capable of hitting most places in the U.S. within the next few years, if he has not done so already. The patriarch, Kim Il-sung, 1948–1994. 1948, Kim Il-sung, the former guerrilla leader fighting against Japan's colonial rule, establishes the Democratic People's Republic of Korea in the northern half of the Korean peninsula. 1950, Kim's army invades South Korea, triggering the 3-year Korean War. The United States fights alongside South Korea while China backs North Korea. Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un have all made it their mission to develop a nuclear weapon capable of ranging the mainland United States. 1985, North Korea joined the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, but the country doesn't allow inspections required by the pact, arousing suspicions that it's engaging in clandestine work to develop atomic weapons. 1993, North Korea announces its withdrawal from the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, touching off an international nuclear crisis. July 1994, Kim Il-sung dies of a heart attack at age 82. His son and longtime heir apparent, Kim Jong-il, takes power. Kim Il-sung helped to develop some of the country's first ballistic missiles, along with overseeing its nuclear weapons program. The son, Kim Jong-il 1994-2011 and October 1994. North Korea and the United States signed a landmark nuclear disarmament deal in Geneva. North Korea pledges to freeze and eventually dismantle its nuclear weapons program in exchange for international aid to build two power-producing nuclear reactors. 1998, North Korea stunned the region by firing a suspected missile over Japan and into the Pacific Ocean. 2002. Assistant U.S. Secretary of State James Kelly says North Korean officials admitted to having a secret nuclear weapons program during his visit to Pyongyang. The 1994 pact subsequently falls apart and a nuclear crisis flares again. His son, Kim Jong-il, oversaw the development of the country's first intermediate-range missiles until his death in 2011. 2003, North Korea attends Beijing-hosted disarmament talks that also involve Washington, Seoul, Tokyo and Moscow. The on and off talks continued until late 2008, producing two major now stalled disarmament for aid deals. July 2006, North Korea launches a three-stage rocket with a potential range of 6,700 kilometers 4,100 miles, but it fizzles after liftoff. According to U.S. and South Korean officials, North Korea has never acknowledged the launch. October 2006, North Korea conducts its first underground nuclear test blast, citing extreme threat of a nuclear war from the United States. 2009, North Korea conducts its second nuclear test explosion. 2011, Kim Jong-il dies of a heart attack at 69. Kim's youngest son, Kim Jong-un, succeeds him as leader. Kim claimed to have tested the first ICBM, but no evidence of this was ever provided. The grandson, Kim Jong-un. 2011 present. 2012, North Korea puts a satellite in orbit with a long-range rocket. The United States, South Korea and others condemn the launch as a cover for testing long-range missile technology. It is the North's first successful satellite launch. 2013, North Korea carries out its third nuclear test. January 2016, North Korea says it has conducted a hydrogen bomb test. It's the North's fourth nuclear test, but many outsiders are skeptical that it was a hydrogen bomb explosion. February 2016, North Korea succeeds in its second satellite launch. August 2016, North Korea fires a ballistic missile from a submarine that flies 500 kilometers, 310 miles before crashing into waters near Japan. Kim Jong-un has overseen rapid development of North Korea's nuclear program, carrying out 10 tests so far this year. Missiles launched from submarines are generally harder to detect than land-based ones. September 2016, North Korea stages its fifth nuclear test, its most powerful atomic bomb explosion to date. February 2017, North Korea tests a new mid-range ballistic missile, the Pakhae-2. It says the missile used solid fuel, an advance that increases the weapon's mobility and makes it harder for outsiders to detect a coming launch. The North tests this missile again in May. July 4, 2017, North Korea fires its first ICBM at an extremely lofted angle. The missile, called Hwasong-14, is capable of reaching Alaska and beyond if launched at a normal trajectory, according to outside experts. After the launch, Kim says he won't put his weapons programs on the negotiating table unless the United States ends its hostility and nuclear threat. Kim tested the first confirmed ICBM earlier this month, which is thought to be capable of reaching Alaska.